So, you guys have not seen me in a minute because, not a minute, maybe a week or two. I've been out of town, but I'm back. So, the courses are going to start back up for Sapphire next week. But this is about mental health. We should know, by the Diddy video, he has a couple of issues that need to be fixed. And I definitely can see that it has to do with mental health. And you guys know, it doesn't matter how much money you have. If your brain ain't right, it ain't no good. So, I see some people, they dish out the money, and next thing you know, they either don't last or they're gone. So, sometimes you have people who, devour people with money and they're happy for the second when that money comes in. And then, behind the scenes, it's like, their mind ain't right. They don't know which way to turn. The money makes them happy for that second. And then after that, it's a wrap. So, mental health is definitely something that everybody needs to check in. When Tajay talked about it, obviously, something was going on with her. I think that when something is going on with anybody, they still need to be checked. I see so many things going on as far as people just not knowing which way to go. Don't single myself out. I be the same way. Sometimes, you be here, you be there, you be there. You don't know which way to go. But if you don't reach out or talk to somebody about it, it's just going to keep on going. It's going to keep on going. And, that's not going to work. That's not going to work. And sometimes I see, I'm not beating up the fathers, but you have to be active in a child's life. I'm talking about the mother and the father. And, sometimes, when I'm on Twitter and I see things on there that just sometimes just drives me nuts. And sometimes you let other things bother you, and that thing that's bothering you trickles over to personal stuff. That shouldn't happen. Your mental health has to come first. Some people who have mental health, they don't know they have mental health. When you address it or if you say something about it, they get very, very angry. And then you might have, some person that know and aware, okay, something ain't right. Sometimes I'm a little bit confused. I don't know what's going on. Those type of people definitely seek help, or they understand that something yesterday is not right today. The denial of mental health is what the problem is. That's how we lose a lot. That's how we lose a lot of kids. That's how we lose a lot of friends. We don't know what's going on. But if you see signs of something, you should say something. You should say something. The person may not say nothing. The family that's closest to the person may not say something. Uh, the thing that went on in Puppy's life, I mean, I seen something when, I don't know, one of his uncles put something up, or whoever the dude was, that, his mom was dressing him as a pimp when he was like 7 years old. Children can easily be conditioned. If a mother does something with a child all the time, they're going to continue doing it, whether it's wrong or right. They're going to continue doing it. I'm telling you, it's true fact. Even when the child is away from the mother, they're going to continue doing what they was raised to do with the mother. At a certain age, maybe I think 7, 8, 9, 10, that's when that brain is kicking in. That brain is kicking in. The child is learning these different things. And if nobody is in the child's life and just ignoring this child, the child is going to take in whatever they see on this and this. And that's why mental health is so important. And my focus is now on the children who have mental health. Um, you guys remember when I told you that I had an ADHD charity? I'm gonna put some of those pictures up. I hope I have them in my phone. Not this one, in another phone. But I did an ADHD charity, and I reached out to the ADHD Foundation. I think I'm gonna reach out to them again. Maybe we can do something. But when I first started out as a financial counselor in a facility. Had a mom, not the mom, the grandmother come in, and let me tell you, so I understood what she was going through because she had to give her grandson that medicine. And she came into my office. It was something with the insurance XYZ, and one of the girls had an issue with it. So, of course, they had to bring her to me. So, she was explaining to me, the insurance XYZ. She was the grandmother, but he had insurance XYZ. The main thing, I pretty much told her that everything is going to be okay. And she just, blurted out, she doesn't know what else to do. She hates to see the child like that. When you give medicine for ADHD, the children are like this all day. And then when that medicine wears off, boom, they gone again. Boom, they might be angry again. Boom, they busybodies. She couldn't do nothing with him. So her thing was she had to give him, the medicine. And sometimes a child is just missing their parent or other parent. I trust me, I was not going to ask this lady where was this child's mother at or the father. I just knew that I saw the pain in her eye as a grandmother of what she had to go through. And the boy looked like he was about 10 years old. This is when I was in Brooklyn. I can't think of the facility. I think they done changed the name 100 times. But when you recognize mental health, like somebody on Twitter, I can't think of the girl's name on there. She had a son. The son has mental challenges. And I don't know if the mother is acknowledging it. She is a young mother. She is a profile mom. But people get very angry with her because of the mental status of the child. You can clearly see that the child has something going on. To me, the child may have a little Down syndrome. The child may have a little confusion. There may be vision problems. And this is because I believe the mom smoked and drank while she was pregnant. And trust me, sometimes a person is pregnant, um, they can be around smoking, around drinking, and it affects the child in the womb. It does. You could have a mom that has children in the house and they are smoking weed, smoking reefer, and it affects the child. The smoke is in the child's system. It will take a minute for the child to get out. And the child just as hyper as XYZ, and then it wears down. So just because the parents might close the door, or the parents might XYZ, the children still inhale that stuff. The children still inhale that stuff. So looking out for mental signs or mental health or any type of strange things going on with your brother or your uncle, your sister, anybody that you feel like they need assistance with, even if they say, no, I don't, no, I don't, no, 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 no. Just, you got to just ease it in. Well, well, why are you doing this? Or why are you doing that? Or, you can still help them as much as you can. That thing with Puffy, I could clearly see Puffy has some kind of anger management. I'm for Puffy. I'm telling you right now. Um, Free Diddy, and I'm with Cassie too. Now Cassie went through a lot. Cassie went through a lot. I'm telling you right now. I'm still on Cassie's side, and I don't know whether they gave her 20 million, 30 million, or whatever it is. But that mental thing that was done to her, she damaged for life. She was just a baby when she, interacted with Puppy. In her mind, she thought what she was doing was right. She thought what she was doing was what she was supposed to do. She was conditioned to do this. So that's why she continued to do this. I know y'all see my studio. I'm getting it there. I'm going back to New York in a couple of weeks. I'm going to get the rest of my stuff. Um, she was conditioned to do these things. And I'm telling you, I cannot be the only one that cried when that girl was on that stand, and then they would put up what she was saying. It was just flawless. a baby groomed like that and the mother having to endure this of her child, that I can definitely understand. But some of the stuff where it was, she wanted to do it, she let it happen. She was conditioned to think that this was okay for her to do. Because even in the hotel, I couldn't understand why in the hell didn't she get out of there? Why did she wait for this guy to come and get her at the hotel? And that is where the mental illness comes from her and the mental illness from Puffy. And I wish that they had expressed the mental illness of Puffy in the trial, because his anger comes from his mental illness. A lot of people who are famous, who are singers, who are just out there, they have mental illness. Some people do all this crazy stuff because they have mental illness, and it attracts people to watch them, not realizing that it was into mental illness. Amy, what was her name? Weinheimer, whatever. I actually loved her. And when they showed the documentary of how she died and all these drugs and different things, and one of her last concerts was the crowd booed her. That took her over the edge. We never saw Amy Winehammer again. I'm not saying if I'm saying her name right, but you guys know who I'm talking about. It's a mental illness. It's being out there on the forum. It's being groomed. Um, when I see some of the things that they had on uh, that witness stand. It was amazing. The car, the fire. I mean, to me, again, it's mental. How could he say he had a back cape on or whatever? It looked like a back cape. It's mental illness, because to me, puppy have two sides. Because you guys see, I'm not talking about just children. I'm talking about adults too. Uh, you have to know when you're crazy, okay, and you have to know when you need to be uncrazy. Okay, when you're sitting up there beating somebody like that in the hallway, that's pure crazy. That's mental. We got to get that fixed. Okay, I don't want to use the word crazy because it's not a good word. Mental illness is a word that we need to all use. Not crazy. Not this is crazy. That is crazy. Crazy is the wrong word to use, especially with somebody who does have mental illnesses. Like I said, I wish that they would have brought that up in the trial, because at the end they started talking about uh, him being angry and violent. But it's a part of his mental illness. They could have said, well, we're going to put him in this facility just to treat him for his angriness. Maybe he was diagnosed with ADHD. Because Puppy contributes to charities. He's an active player in schools. He's active player in colleges. He active player in contributions. So, he's not completely on a mental illness level. He just doesn't have anybody to say, "Puppy, don't do that. Puppy, stop." If everybody is condoning what he's doing, now just the people that's around him, because when people are around you that are doing negative things, it's okay for you to do negative things. They make it okay for you to do negative things. If you're around these people and they don't do that, you won't do that. And so, as you can see, all the money in the world did not keep Puppy out of jail. He's still in jail. Did I want him to bail out? I wanted him to bail out. I wanted him to bail out, and I want him. Hopefully, he only gets 21 months, 1 year served, rest probation or whatever. I want him to get out of there, because I know that he can do good for the community. He can do good for many communities, because he's not cheap. He's not, you see him doing things with his money, not just for himself. He helps other people. And listen, a lot of people in his reign, they got mental illness too, because some of them done distorted their face. Some of them just off the wall. Some of them just disregarded him, period. But you knew he was already like this. You knew he was like this. You joined his crew. He made you, and now y'all turned your back on him. You can't really do that. When somebody assists you even in your career, I still think that they should have looked out for Puppy a little bit, and kind of hollered at him a little bit. Uh, but again, sometimes it does not happen that way. Um, the letters that was written. They were scared. Okay. I'm not saying I ain't on Cassie's side now. Money is money. Because I don't care if you gave her $100 million, her mental illness is still messed up. Can you imagine her going to sleep and thinking about what she was doing, and she don't know whether it was right or wrong? If I'm doing it, he's paying me, so it's like a job. Remember, she said it was like a job. Her mental illness she had to be off. You know what I'm saying? So that's why, to me, I don't know why they said that it was prostitution. Why was it prostitution when they are doing this on their own? Maybe I don't understand. But the $30 million that she got, well, I don't know. They keep some say 20, some say 30. I don't know what it is, but I don't care how much money you got in the world. Mental illness don't mean nothing. You could take your kid and give him $1 million, and next thing you know, something ain't right. Your kid is a statistic. Pay attention to your kid. It's not. As a matter of fact, somebody went to the hospital. Somebody that I think we knew, and the kid committed suicide. I'm not sure why he ended up in the hospital. I didn't even want to talk about the thing that happened to him. The thing that happened to him caused him to do that. Something happened to him while he was in the facility, and then he killed himself. And he couldn't have been more than 20 or 19. I don't know how old he was, but again, some of these facilities that you put your children in, you have to watch it. It's mental health. So, speaking, back on Cassie, her mental health, being that she's married and she's starting her life again, there's no way in the world that she doesn't go to sleep and doesn't think about what she was doing or what happened to her. She was so young when she first got with Puppy that he molded her. And let me give you a good example of that. Somebody who's brand new, and you can mold them and they will do exactly what you want them to do. As a director of revenue cycle, I would rather hire an 18-year-old person coming straight out of high school rather than this one with 3 degrees and all the education in the world, and she knows her stuff. Let me tell you why. I can mold this one to do exactly what I want her to do, and she will be with me until she retires. This one, she already know everything. She's going to end up telling me what to do, or either she's going to end up trying to take my job, or she's either going to end up going behind my back and telling my boss nonsense. And next thing you know, I'm demoted and she's my boss. So you see the differences between getting a young rapper, young biller, young supervisor versus an experienced person who knows about the music industry, who knows XYZ, who if I tell them to do something, they're going to do XYZ. And let me tell you something. In that courtroom, there was somebody in there like that. They were like, oh, he started that with me one time. I was out of there. She was a little older than Cassie. She wasn't having it. She was older than Cassie. Puffy didn't want nobody like that. He wanted somebody fresh out the womb. Boom. He gonna train this girl. You see, and that's what happened. And that mental illness just kind of kicked in where he just wanted to see all this crazy stuff. Because this is it's not normal what he was doing. And I'm telling you right now, Puffy not the only one. And just like I said, he going down, they going down too. They taking Puppy down, they better take the rest of them down too. And just like I said, if he go down, he ain't going alone. Because right now, he's not telling half of the people that is already doing things like this. He's not the only one to do these freak offs. There's plenty of celebrities that do this, and they've been doing this. And mental illness, as long as you don't condone it and you're all right, everybody around you is okay with this mental illness, you're not going to stop. You're not going to stop. As you can see, Puppy has turned to Christ. I hope that him reading the Bible, him understanding the Lord, him making a change, I hope that he becomes reborn. When you're baptized, you're reborn. You see things differently. When you go under the water and you come out, you're not the same. You're not the same. I'm not saying being baptized and being Christian um, conceals your mental illness, but it will help him to understand right from wrong, because the way he grew up, his family was already in that type of thing, money thing, this, that, the boss, the so and so. He grew up around that stuff. He was already conditioned to like that. His mama's still walking around like a pimp. So how can we, even though he's grown, that's the way he grew up. That's how he grew up. And it's so sad when you see the mental illness of some people that just they don't either see it, they can't fix it. Money's gonna cover it up. Money is not gonna cover it up. We're gonna address this right now. We're gonna address this right now. And sometimes when you see stuff and you come to par, you want to run from it. And especially when it's your child, you want to run from it. Or even your husband. You don't want to come to par with it because you like, no, 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 that ain't real. No, no, no. Let me tell you something. I had a boyfriend years ago. Uh, and you could not tell my boyfriend. Yeah, I'm grown now. I had it about 20 years ago. Trust me, he's still, in my life because I can't single him out because I realized there's something wrong with him. He's a sociopath. You know what I'm saying? There's psychological problems. And you know what? My sister introduced me to this guy. I ain't gonna let the dude was fine. He's still fine. But his mental capacity is like, I'm telling you, I used to be like, all right, am I tripping? Was he like eating and food getting all over himself? And like, just, you ever have a conversation with somebody and you steady talking and you trying to figure out, are they comprehending what you're saying? And then you think about, is something wrong with him? I told myself, I said, something wrong with this dude. No, it's not. He just country. He from the South. No, something's wrong with this dude. Um, Nice body build, banging. But this right here, on his job for 30 years, two jobs, both of them 30 years, good. But it just, I knew something ain't right. To this day, I still know something ain't right, but I still try to have respect. Hey, and keep it moving. And a lot of us are like that. You know what I'm saying? No, I ain't meet him online. I ain't meet him online. I ain't meet him online. My sister's friend. That the ones online, y'all better watch it, man. They start tripping out. Just watch it. Um, to me, self awareness is all right with me. Y'all know how I am. I don't let nobody tell me nothing. That's probably my thing. I just listen. Okay, I'm all right where I'm at. You go ahead and stay over there. I just knew that there was a couple of mental issues with this dude. And sometimes, mental illness is incest. There's somebody in your family that have that mental illness. And bless his soul, he eventually had a son. His son has Down syndrome, and he had like open heart surgery and a lot of other things. And I would say, oh my God, maybe he had that type of trait. Maybe he had, something like that. There's a mental illness with this dude. Who would have a kid by him? The outlook was fine. The dude had a bad car, two jobs, money, looked good, but something was wrong with him. One day he would be like this. Mental illness must be recognized. If you guys archiving this video is about mental illness and money. I don't care how much money you can't take it with you after you done, you know, been a statistic. Okay, you cannot take it with you. Okay, if your mind ain't right, you can't make money. If you get in a hole and your mind ain't right, you ain't getting out. If you broke as HELL, if your mind ain't right, you ain't getting out of it. Your mind has to be right to help you You can't get money if your mind ain't right. You can't keep getting money if your mind ain't right. Oh, I'm getting money. Is your mind right? Keep your mind right so you can continue to get money. And you got to start thinking like they got this thing going on Twitter with my little boys. I'm an auntie to all my little twitches, all my little church people, and I look at them and I'll stress to them, I'm talking to you, DDG, and I'm talking to Reggie. Y'all taking this thing out of control. It's a mindset thing. If you want more Twitch people, you want more views, you want more money. The views you get and the more money you get is nothing. If you don't get your mindset right, you know what's going to happen? You're going to lose Halo. They down there in Italy. I see a lot of this, a lot of this. His mind is focused on Reggie with this silly shit. I don't mean to curse, y'all know that. When you're there for your son, as a father, your mental illness that you are enduring with this Twitch dude is affecting your relationship with Halo. Okay? And you know what's going to happen? She's going to use that in every one of those videos, and you're not going to see Halo again. Because they're going to say your mental illness, and he talking about hurting this dude or doing something to this dude, angry. You must remember, Haley made a comment about you hitting her. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? As us, as Afro American people, they want us to destroy ourselves. They want us to destroy ourselves. We cannot do this. We cannot destroy ourselves based on greed. Greed and money. Greed and the money. If our mental health is not good, we cannot defeat Trump. We cannot defeat him. We can't. If the Democrats cannot get their mind right and get Congress, Republicans on their side, they will be defeated. They will be defeated. I don't care if Trump's mental illness is off. I don't even care about, Lord knows, Biden. Okay? Trump is running the show. Whether he's crazy, y'all know I hate that word, whether he's mental, or he's a crazy white man or whatever they want to call it. And y'all know I don't do the white black thing. My great grandmother is white and I don't play that shit, I tell you. Okay. But in some of these circumstances, when they start talking about all this nonsense, it comes a point where it's like they pulling me in. They pulling me in to talk about black, to talk about white, to talk about black, to talk about. I don't do that. I don't say the race this or the race is that or I don't like to go there. But us as black folk, we got to get the mental illness right. I'm not gonna lie, some of the stuff they talk about from back in the days that happened, you couldn't tell me that none of that stuff was real. Well, my great grandmother, that she, like I said, my great grandmother was white. She would break all the mirrors in the house. She didn't want mirrors in the house. She married the blackest man she could find. And she did that because she was so ashamed of her white race. And I still don't understand the whole situation. But when they talk about the black and the white and then the Kamala thing and that, no, I didn't agree with all of this crap Kamala was talking about. I wish that she talked about things other than giving away this and giving away that and the housing this and the housing that. I wish she had talked about something else. And the only reason that I voted for her was because she had Obama behind her. I would not have voted for Kamala. I would not have voted for Kamala. We have to see the mental illness. Is it mental illness when Nelly and them get up on the stage and they perform, for Trump or whatever? I don't think so. I think they just wanted money. They want their money. They don't care nothing about X, Y, Z. I don't think it was mental, and I think it was money. Was I a little tipsy with Jim, with Snoop? I was definitely tipsy with Snoop. I didn't think Snoop would get up there. But you know what? After a while, I said, Snoop, he need his money. His people got to live, And they look at the president, like Nelly said, as an idol. They don't look at him as a Republican or a Democrat. They look at him as the president, and it was something that they wanted to do. But when they're not looking as deep as everybody else is looking. I see it. I see all the black things that he's removing. I see all the Afro American things that he is removing. My thing is that this man is going to be president for 3.5 years, 3.6 years. He will not be president for life. The Democrats must get together. They must get together to conquer this dude. They must get Republican Congress on their side, or they will lose. The Democrats does not have a leader. That is the problem with the Democrats. Um, am I a Democrat? No, I am not. But I will tell you this: for the Democratic Party to be as weak as it is right now, they need to do something drastic. They have to get the Republican Congress on their side. Okay, they got to get their mind right. They got to get. I don't care if Hakeem is up 3 days straight. He got to get his mind right and get them darn Republicans on their side. All the talking in the world is not going to do anything. They got to get their mind right. Trump is not playing. They're going to pass that bill if they cannot get some of those Republicans in Congress on their side. It's mental. Did you guys see? I got to remember her name. One of the Republican Congresses, they had her on the news, and she came out of there just looking bewildered after she passed her vote. And I said, huh? I said, is she on medication? And she knew she voted yay. She voted, what do you say? Yay. She voted yay. She voted yes. And in her mind, it's like she just went, I'm going to say the word. She just went mental right there. Her mental health just went, I did it. I did it. And I know I didn't want to do it. I did. If you don't want to do it, why did you do it? Your mind got to be right. Why would you do that? You're getting ready to affect millions and millions of people. I could see if they had something like this before Section 8. They had all this going on before Medicaid. But you got all these people in the midst that are receiving all of this stuff now. How could you say, oh, we can cut it out? Okay, so you get ready to make everybody homeless and everybody going to catch, germs, diseases, and surgeries are not going to be approved. Forget about Ozempic and all this other stuff. Okay, all that. Danger zone, danger zone, danger zone. Doctors, get it together. Doctors, get your mind right. Doctors, if he passes that bill, you're losing money. You you ain't gonna have them billers. You ain't gonna need them because you're not gonna get paid. The doctors must band together. They got to get their mind right. Either they are not thinking and they think that this bill that the Republicans want to pass is okay. They are insane. They are insane. This is a major, and the only reason why he is doing this is because he can't get rid of the Obamacare. We know that. That's why he's doing this. He can't defeat Obama because he's going hard on Biden, little weak Biden. Why he ain't focus all of that on Obama and come for Obama? He coming for the weak because Biden, right? I'm telling you right now, I knew something was wrong with Biden when he first got in. And I had to vote for him because my mother was insistent. But mental health is everything. I already knew something was wrong with Biden. Everybody, I'm pretty sure everybody saw little things Biden was doing. As you get older, I mean, that's customary. You ain't gonna remember everything. At the age I am, I don't remember half of the stuff that I could remember when I was 35. That's a part of life. Your cognitive thinking slows down. It slows down. All the money in the world will not help Trump pass this bill. You know what's going to help Trump pass this bill? The mindset of the Republican Congress. Because if he don't have the Republican Congress under his belt, he lost. Did Elon help him win? Of course he did. Did he need Elon? I don't think he really needed Elon. Elon probably took him over the bench, but Elon, I can't even say his name. He ain't paid thousands and thousands and thousands of people $1 million. These people voted for Trump. Black men again voted for Trump. You guys check out my podcast. I think I have two videos on there. So, and this would normally be on my podcast, but I wanted to put it on my Sapphire education because a lot of my students, I got a lot more subscribers here, and that's why I wanted to talk about the mental health and just kind of deciphering what you want to do, what you want to do. I can't post this on there. I will put the link on there on my channel so people can see it on my podcast. The podcast is Real Talk Lisa 69. Okay. I'm still working on the podcast room, as you guys can see. But again, do not forget, class is going to be July 5th. So we in and out of medical insurance billing. But this is for my students too. Mental health is something that is very challenging. If you see something, say something. You see something in your kid, say something. You see who we hanging around, say something. I'm telling you, life is not easy, especially as a young mother. I traveled a lot. I traveled a lot to make sure that my kids were safe when I was younger. I don't care if I had to move 50 times, taking my children away from negativity, taking my children to better places. My children are very diverse. They can get along with anybody, um, and my grandchildren too. And that's something that I taught my children to adjust in any type of environment, and using mental health as a key to their success, and also a key to my success is the only way I'm going to win. Everything is not peaches and cream. Trust me, I want a studio 3 times this size. But if I didn't have the straight mental health, I would still be in my little tiny studio. You guys remember my little tiny studio? I can't wait till you see some of my older videos. Can y'all please look at my videos and subscribe to my channel? If you're still with me on this video, stick with me. I got you. It takes perseverance. It takes perseverance. Somebody put something on Twitter that they go out and they taught the girls. They're teaching girls how to work on cars, and I thought that was a wonderful idea. That I would do something like that and try to do like a free session in the park on building and coding, and make it kind of fun. And I probably will do something like that. But again, your mental health got to be straight so you can do that. Um, I had another thing that I wanted to try to also get more involved in the political era down here in Georgia. So when I first moved here, I did like the thing where they ask you, do you want to do voters registration when you change your address? And I haven't received that voter registration yet. So I just sent it off yesterday. Hopefully they will send it back. But I do want to get into more of that political stage of Georgia. Um, and then something on there says, do you want to work at the polls? Do you want to be more involved? Yes, yes, yes. You guys know me. Um, I think that we can do that. And you guys can see, I'm at the stage now. I don't know if you guys are, but I'm at the stage now where I'm not wanting to go to the office. Um, I'm good going to the office 3 days a week. That's it. And then this is the rest of my time. So my hand's been itching all morning. I must be about to get some change. Your mental health will make you rich. Your mental health will show you how to get that money, how to keep that money. If your mental health ain't right, how you gonna survive? If your mental health is compromised, you gotta fix it. A lot of people don't know when they are sick. A lot of people don't know when something is wrong. I'm still trying to figure out how to help people get high and just keep doing it and keep doing it and just, I hung around, my girlfriends, my besties, they all smoke. Um, I just said, shit, this is what they do. Y'all know I can't curse. But I never did it. I was always the one that never did it. Yeah, I was always the one that was antisocial. I was always the one, I didn't go with them everywhere because they know they didn't really want me to go with them everywhere because they know some of their friends would feel funny with me around because I didn't do the smoking or some of their friends would feel, not them, my besties was cool, they didn't even care, but they had their friends that was didn't want me to be there because they feel antisocial because I don't do the smoking or I don't do the so and so. So I really didn't do the boats and the trips and all that kind of stuff with them because I ain't want to really be around all that. If you're my bestie, you my bestie, you my bestie, and I'm all right with you too, and we do what we do, I don't have to be bothered with them. You know what I'm saying? You can't do monkey see, monkey do. I mean, but you can hang out and do whatever you want to do with other people without following what they do. You have to have that mental mindset. I don't do that. I don't get down like that. But we still get me be chilling. You see? So, just take care of your mental illness. I'm not saying everybody's nuts. You're nuts. This one's that. This one's this. When you start seeing people changing, now I ain't trying to bring up Michael. I ain't trying to bring up Michael. Michael was the best entertainer in the world. All the money in the world could not correct his mental illness. His mental illness took him to his grave. Devastating, devastating. His mental illness took him to his grave. He was conditioned by his fame to think the way he looked was not acceptable. And that just leads to us as females, the weave, the fake eyebrows, the bleached out skin, tips, which y'all know my nails grow long. It's a form of maintenance to yourself. I don't have nothing against weave. Y'all know I wore weave like crazy when I was younger. But trust me, my hair grow longer than this. You guys know I cut my hair several times. And you black women are so pretty. But when we put the weave on and we lighten up, we you feel better. You want clear skin, Is it that you want clear skin or you just want to be light white? I think black is beautiful. I love dark skin. I love black skin. One day I'm gonna find tall, dark, and black because that's the kind I want. Don't give me no light skinned one because he better than me. No, I had them already. I had them already, and that's a problem. Do I think Michael took it to the extreme? Yeah. What's your baseball player? Sosa. Sosa went to the extreme with that stuff. I seen him the other day. He's coming back. I thought he was beautiful, the color that he was. He's kind of brown now. His skin is not pale and white. Like I thought he died. I didn't even know he was still, around. But again, mental health has to be taken care of. Nobody's perfect. I'm not perfect. Hell, I look in the mirror sometime and go, "Who the hell is you?" Okay, I'm just joking. I'm joking. But the fact is, everybody got stuff going on. I'm thinking 24 hours a day of what I'm gonna do the next day. As soon as I get up, I write down my day. And you know what people do? People do the same thing. They're like a workaholic. I got to do this. I got to do that. And just now, you guys know I'm definitely trying to make sure I'm starting to be consistent on YouTube, especially with the streaming. Um, as you guys can notice, I've started streaming more than just doing the videos. And let me put this on here because if somebody does send me a message, at least I can respond to you guys. As you guys know, I don't have my glasses on, I can't see nothing. But it's all about mental illness. When I get to the point, or I might have a day where I'm just confused and I'm like, what am I going to do today? Or I have to do this, have to do that. You write down what you're going to do. Write down how you feel. Write down what you need to do. No, I'm not a psychiatrist. No, I'm not, Dr. Lambert, but I was almost Dr. Lambert. I still might go back for that doctorate. Don't sleep on me. I still might go back for that. They let me go back to school for free in Georgia, I'm going for my doctorate. And that's what happened. I ended up getting two master's degrees, one in accounting and one in healthcare. And I really wanted my doctorate. But we might go back to that. My goal right now is to check mental health, check mental health. And that's why I'm gonna start hitting the streets of Atlanta, especially with these polls coming in and these new senators coming out, and people that's on the street. Sometimes they don't know who to vote for. I don't think they had enough of information on Kamala. I didn't. I really didn't know who she was. And just like I said, I believe that, a lot of black men didn't vote for her because she was a prosecutor. A lot of black men didn't vote for her because they didn't think she was qualified. They didn't think, a woman could be the president or XYZ. Um, Look at my podcast. I'm not going to go into that. I got a podcast on that. But, again, mental health is your key to success. Every time I see something on Twitter where some of the rich people or some of the people who are already famous, especially my Shark Show, my boy, come on, Damon, if you do this, you do that. If you do this, you do that. You can't do none of that if your mental health ain't straight. You can't. I see my little Twitch kids, these kids been on Twitch till they like 8, 9 years old. They like 20 years old now. They rich. Um, I like when they come straightforward. My little Kai Sinet, he's straightforward. I love that little dude. He's straightforward. Um, your mental health has to kick in when you are in a bind. You have to have straight mental health. You remember the guy that played on? I cannot think of that show, but the show Empire. I watch that show all the time. And all of a sudden, after he did what he did, and he said these people jumped him and XYZ, XYZ, the show was done. And I think they did that show so much, they started to be conditioned to think that they were actually the roles that were in the show. And look at the other one. I mean, don't mention him to me. I can't even think his name. He's off. He gone. He gone. His mental health gone. And I think it's because they stopped these shows. And now what are these kids gonna do? If the mental health ain't right, they could not continue. Your mental health has to be right. If you get in a bind, you have to think about it, write it down, figure out how to get it out. Figure out how to get out of it. AI and search engine and YouTube and Twitter, and there's so many people there, and you can join so many different groups of people. Nobody don't even have to know who you are. Sometimes you can talk to somebody and tell them what your issue is, and you can just have a conversation with. You don't have like a real person that you can talk to. Social media is everything. You know who told me about social media? I didn't have anything to do with social media. Nah, TD Jakes. I can't say, how do you say it? TD Jakes? And I started watching him. I didn't watch him before because he always had something to say about women. Women, was really negative to me many years ago. But my brother supported him. I really didn't like TD Jakes. But then he was on Oprah one time and he was talking about, people shouldn't be, alone, or people shouldn't say their life up, laugh, turn to social media. They have so many things on social media that you can join in on. Social media has so many things that you can read, so many things that you can laugh about. YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, TikTok. You shouldn't be so depressed by yourself when you're looking at the four walls. Engage in something. Now, that's something that you're going to do for a short time. I've seen people be on. I mean, I have to get my grandson literally off his phone. Especially he doesn't. He's my grandson is with me. He doesn't have his whole gaming set and all that. I refuse to let him bring all that stuff. And he's just phone all day. Well, grandma, I don't have nothing else. We going to the pool. We going to the supermarket. We going to. I try to take him out and do things with him. But it's not even just the kids. Adults too, all day. My mother used to be on this thing all day. When she found out how to do Facebook, yeah, my mother was a Facebook addict, and she would crack up and she stuff on her phone. I hope my sister still has my mother's phone, but and then After the teenage age thing, I said, you know what? All right, let me. I'm gonna make a XYZ. I'm gonna make a song. So I think the first thing I made was a Facebook, and because I'm a teacher, you know, I can talk, but my Facebook is for family. I don't befriend everybody on Facebook. I don't know how I have 4,000 followers when I haven't befriended them. I sweeped about 1,000 people off my book because I was befriending, and I realized I don't know him. I don't know him. I don't know you. I don't know you. I don't know you. But they have different things in Facebook now where people can automatically befriend you, which I'm okay with. You guys check out Sapphire Physician Coding. That's my business Facebook. No, you don't need to be on the other Facebook. That's for family. But again, interaction with other people, I think is good, and I think that it helps your mental health, and especially getting another hobby and getting something to do. Uh, my sister has a store. You guys check the store called Shanika's Curvy Closet. Okay, make sure you check that out. Yeah, I know I see the big girls out there. Y'all like me? No, I'm sorry. I relapsed and I went back to the Ozempic, but we still big. Okay, now don't go doing what Lizzo do because Lizzo did. I'm, all right, her mindset didn't keep her status. Okay, her money didn't keep her status. She's losing weight now. She's downing all the fat girls, or she's just making fun of. They trying to say she makes fun of her own self. Herself is a vision of me. Herself is a vision of this girl. Herself is a vision of that girl. Why? Because she's losing weight in her mind. She's better. How? You was good when you was big. You children watch her. I won't let children watch her now because she's not the same person. She's lost all this weight, and in her mental illness, to me, she's done a whole 360. I don't know who this girl is, but she was an idol to so many little kids. Somebody said on Twitter, the little Caucasian kids don't watch her no more. They parents don't let them watch her. Her mindset just changed from Lizzo to Lizzo. Okay, is it because she has lost the weight? Is it because just her mindset is different? Because she was always pretty. She was always pretty, but she was just heavy. Okay, and we all can come down and come back, but don't go down in people. I still like Lizzo. Don't get me wrong. I still like her. The demeanor that she has right now, all the money in the world did not make her lose weight. Now she says she ain't taking Ozempic or Wegovy. No, I don't believe it. No, because why you could have done that before all this stuff came out? Why you wasn't losing weight before that? No, I don't believe it. I think she's on something, and she's just doing the exercises. But it's all about mental illness. I'm not saying nothing's wrong with everybody. Something's wrong with XYZ, but when you start thinking about that puppy thing, and I saw that thing yesterday, and he hit the floor, and all those little designs that they made, and how he was. Of course, he's going to be like that. He grew up in that environment. The mental illness was already in his family. Already in his family. I wish they would do a documentary on Puffy. Um, Somebody started something, but they didn't finish. But I wish they would do a documentary on Puppy and how he grew up. And I think that that will also help him in his core interviews because he grew up like that. I don't think it's his fault. His mental illness is messed up. His mama was dressing him as a pimp when he was 5 years old. Look at her. Before any of that came out, I already knew Mace ain't just stepped away from Puppy just because he years ago when Mace walked away. Nah, I ain't fooling with them. Nah, I'm going to get Jesus. No, no. I knew it was something. Those parties didn't come out. When Mace was acting like that, I just thought Puffy must have tried to do something to him or something. I don't know. But back then he was messing with J Lo, so I wouldn't have thought nothing like that. But we all knew it was something was going on. But like I said, Puffy's mental illness, because he is a beautiful person. He gives charity to everybody. And he's not a beautiful person just because he gives charity to everybody. No. But I still think, now you guys can disagree with me, the mental illness Started from the mama, and the daddy was already famous. When I say famous, he was street famous. And a lot of people knew his father. And I had no idea. So obviously, there was a connection that got Puffy where he is today. But he's still talented. Puffy's still talented. He just happened to be talented and mentally challenged at the same time. Do I think he need to do 100 years in jail? No. I think they need to let him out and let him get the mental help that he need. Okay. I'm not condoning nothing he did to Cassie. I just think that they need to let him out because his anger comes from mental illness. Mental illness. Okay. When you see a lot of stuff on Facebook and Twitter and it's negativity, they got to still take in consideration how Puffy was raised before he got famous. He was already famous. He was just a baby. Street famous. Street famous. Do I think he had something to do with XYZ or XYZ? I'm not going to go there because it has nothing to do with the case. The mental illness that I see Puffy and some of these videos and he does things that people only dream of doing. He's in the middle. Jay-Z, all of them all around him, Babyface, everybody around him. He's in the middle. He's a king. And that's the way he was acting. Like he was the king and you're gonna do what I tell you to do. Get over there and do what I tell you to do. His mental illness, I ain't gonna say Trump, makes him think that he is the king and he can do whatever he wanna do because he was spoiled like that. He was spoiled like they gave him whatever he wanted. He was spoiled like that. How dare you tell Puffy no? How dare you not do what Puffy tell you to do? See, in his mind, everybody's supposed to do what he wants them to do anyway. If nobody could walk away from Puppy, J Lo walked away. Kim walked away one time. Cassie had the opportunity to get away from him. She didn't because she came back to that money. Okay, she got that money. Okay, how can they be afraid of him? Y'all already been paid, and you're still told on them. I mean, I think it should be known, but Puffy wouldn't be in trouble right now if it wasn't for Cassie. Because even after she got the money, she told anyway. Before that, they just wanted her to get the money first. You get the money first. That's the plan with her and the feds. You get the money first, and then we're gonna come get them. So don't worry about it. Now, I ain't saying I'm against Cassie or whatever, but all I'm saying is they got that money and they still, they stripped him. They stripped Puffy of any dignity he ever had because I saw the monster. The monster, that's the angry side. That's the mental illness. All the money in the world is not going to get Puffy out of jail. His mental illness have to be straight. I don't care if they offered $50 million. It doesn't appear that they was going to give him bail. Forget about it. I mean, the judge is literally saying, his own lawyer said he was violent. It's like they sealed his fate right there, but they didn't have to. You could look at the video. There's one video with Puppy in his own office, and he just was like, and it was like nobody was in the room. Well, people were in the room, but nobody was like by him, and he was just throwing stuff. So that put you in your mind. Oh man, I can't imagine how he whomped the crap out of Casey when he went into one of those rages. So what she did in her mental mind was to just try to keep him calm, do everything he say, keep him calm, no matter how sick she was, no matter what UTI she got. She wanted to keep him calm, and it's because she was conditioned to do that. That's why she said he didn't make her do anything. She did it because she wanted to. But some of that stuff she was conditioned to do. So, don't think because money is everything. Money is not everything. Your mental health has to take a play. Your mental health has to take a play. Um, I hope you're looking at this whole video check out the rest of my videos. You guys want to learn billing and coding, check out them videos that I got up there. But I definitely wanted to do this on the mental health because the puppy thing triggered, and a couple of other things triggered that I have seen that I think, people definitely need to check their mental health. Like I don't watch those Tyler Perry movies, those black movies with all that. I don't even watch those movies. I barely even watched. I don't watch movies like that. I don't watch Sinner. I don't watch none of those type of movies. I know, but I don't. I just think that we need to move on. We need to fix our mental health, and we need to brace for what's getting ready to go down up there in Congress. Let's hope they get ready to go through it now if they haven't went through it already. That this thing is demolished. The next thing, let's hope that Puffy's mental health gets better. Let's hope that he gets the help that he needs, and they put him in a different facility other than the one that he is in. Okay, so y'all feel in my studio. I got to get it better. I'm getting it better. Almost. So I'm gonna see you guys next time. I'm gonna sign off on this. Don't forget the classes tomorrow. You guys check that class out. That's the rest of the medical insurance bill, and we got two more classes left in that. And you guys are supposed to be doing your work. YouTube University. Check your mental health. You must check your mental health.